I don't think it is. I think it's fine.
I would say it goes against the TOS. I don't think he was promoting it necessarily, but I would say that it would go against the TOS because he could have just said, "I'm against."
But somebody
people.
asked him. That's
Yeah,
the
but
thing. Somebody asked this question of him. Oh, so he should have not said anything about it, and
he could have just said, "I'm against homosexuality."
But what if he's not?
He says he follows the beliefs of his religion, and the beliefs of his religion are that.
Yeah, but he's
so
not
that's obviously
saying,
against homosexuality.
I'm not saying that he said he wasn't against homosexuality, but it's not against TOS to be against homosexuality.
No, it's against TOS to describe harming somebody, and that's describing harming
he
somebody.
Didn't describe harming. He said, my religion dictates that homosexuals should be put to death.
He also asked Johnny B. Bad if what he'd feel like if he threw him off a fucking roof, but continue.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the question. Let's imagine this, right? Let's imagine Iron came in and he said, "Yeah, I think all homosexuals should be fucking killed," right? What would you guys say?
That it's against the TOS.
Right. So why does religion get a pass just because it's a religious view?
It doesn't get a pass. It was in the context that the question was asked and how he answered it. Because he never said, I personally am going to go out and kill homosexuals. He said, my religion dictates that is what happened to them. I follow my religion. That's it. He believes in those scriptures.
By him saying, I follow my religion, doesn't that mean that that's what he would do?
That's
him saying homosexuals ought to be killed.
Right. Because he followed, that's what his religion says.
But if anybody else comes in here with that, you guys are all going to be in a fucking uproar demanding that he be fucking banned.
Right. And that's why I didn't, hence the uproar. I don't know. So it's
this is
a... Wait, are we actually like talking about banning Leet just because of his religion?
He already left.
Right.
He left.
It wouldn't be against TOS because
we'd have to ban every Muslim and Christian too.
But no, we wouldn't. That's the thing. No Muslim or Christian was talking about how they think it's okay to.
But Christianity says that man should not lay with another man.
Yeah, but most Christians don't actually.
Sure, but do they talk about how they feel that all gay people should die?
I think it's still discrimination, which is against TOS. If they said, if you had a Christian that said, my religion says that man should not sleep with another man, and I believe my religion, then that's an analogy to me.
I think discrimination and hate speech are different than just saying an opinion of like, I do not like homosexuality.
I think it's more than do not like. It's like they shouldn't be that. They shouldn't be homosexual. Homosexuality is
Christians
wrong.
A lot of Christians believe that homosexuals should be killed or burned in hell.
But if they don't talk about it in here,
they think that they should suffer for all of eternity.
But the only reason he talked about it was because he was asked a direct question about it.
Are you saying that you should just lie? Look, Thea, if you believe something, and I asked you for you to tell me about that belief, you think I should ban you just for you answering my question?
That's the thing.
I said it like 10 times. Yeah, he was asked about homosexuality and his religion. I don't remember verbatim. If I can talk, I'll tell you. That it was about what is, let me try and get it right because I don't want to do it wrong. Hold on. It was something about, I'm trying to even remember who asked. It was probably Seamus that asked because, this was all an invention of his, right? And you guys are all
that makes a lot more sense.
Right. This is like, he was even encouraging Rainey to, say these things as well, but she was too smart. She was like, not really. Well, actually, she did say my religion believes this, and that's my religion.
So we should ban Rainey too?
Right.
Rainey thinks that people should have their hands chopped off for stealing. Should we ban Rainey?
But she's not banned, right? So I don't know. That's where I'm at. When there was all of these differing things. But yeah, the question was like, what basically, essentially, it was about what does your religion believe about homosexuality? And basically, where are you at with that? That was essentially it. And he said,
well, that is
my
a really
religion.
Question.
What's that?
I didn't know the question was specifically to. I thought you had said that the question was, what do you believe on homosexuality?
No, it was just about his belief system and homosexuals, and to elucidate, and he did.
Yeah. That makes it a lot more complicated.
Well, even if it's just the case, even if it's just the case that you say, "Hey, what are your beliefs about homosexuals?" and then I say, "Well, I believe homosexuals should be killed." Are you saying I should be banned just for answering your question like that?
I wouldn't say that you should be banned for answering. But what I think, I've never said anybody should be banned. But what I think isn't okay is the fact that talking about that goes against the TOS, and that should have been stopped. Like the conversation should have just not happened.
What specific rule does it break? What specific rule does it?
I think that talking about it goes against the TOS because the TOS says that you're not allowed to go, you're not allowed to sorry.
Imagine if Westboro Baptist had a Discord. All they're doing is saying what their religion thinks, right? They're just saying, this is my religion and I believe it, right? But Discord would fucking boot them out faster than you could fucking turn your head.
Well, no, they would be preaching about it and saying, this is what we ought to do. We ought to go out and do the blah, 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 right? They'd be preaching about it. Just simply answering a question about your belief is different.
All right, that's
but they had a whole conversation about
difference.
No, they look,
we'd have to ban every white nationalist, every single one.
Yeah, they are.
If you think,
no, they're not. BB.
No,
they're not all banned.
If you think that's all that happened with Seamus being involved, then you're just naive, Jovan.
God, Jovan.
You know Seamus was being a provocateur, trying to get Rainey to sign off on it too. He doesn't even believe that all gays should be killed. I mean, that's all you think that was happening, Jovan? Serious?
It wasn't.
Seamus.
It wasn't all that was happening. And I would like to correct that. It wasn't Seamus that asked the question initially. Somebody else asked the initial question.
No, Seamus saw an opportunity to be a provocateur, and he jumped on it. Yeah, what did Seamus do, Snooks? Tell us about it.
Let's see. Hold on. Just trying to get it all straight here. Well, he was very excited, of course, which is why I knew that this was, he got very excited. He was like, wait, okay, hold on. You know what I mean? That part, he got, wait, hold on. And then he basically tried to wrangle up Leet and wrangle up Rainey to basically say out loud what their religious doctrine says about homosexuality and how and whether or not they believe in it. And Leet did, and Rainey eventually did, and then Seamus did based on Christianity, just to fucking be the trifecta. And he was very pleased with himself because he knew that this was going to happen, right? And I knew that he knew this was going to happen as it was happening. So
can I just point out again, like I posted a snip, that Discord terms of service says you should not mock anyone, like harass, intimidate, etc. It's just nonsense.
Ridicule. You can't ridicule anyone either.
So why are we saying, oh, it's against TOS, we should ban them? Is that the only factor? So everything against TOS should be banned? Or
I don't think anybody said to ban anybody.
He left of his own accord, and now he's asking to come back in.
Well, what's the issue then? So we agree it's against TOS, but that's not saying much.
We know that a lot of these rules are just sort of, a catch-all for various shenanigans. So no one's really worried about Jovan calling a dum-dum and the server being shut down. So we do have evidence of people being shut down because they're posting a bunch of swastikas and shit like that.
Yeah, but I don't think they'd be shut down. I don't think we're in danger of them being shut down because Leet says that homosexuals should be killed.
Right. So in order for you to make that claim, you need to bring some evidence that servers have been shut down for.
Well, I'm not saying anything about this particular situation. We're just trying to figure out whether or not what's our policy on.
I think it's fine. I think his belief is wrong, but whatever.
See,
all he did was say that this is what I believe, and I think that should be an acceptable
That
thing in this
means
room.
that means we can never have a conversation about it.
that's what
Ali believes that women should not have the right to vote. We need to ban Ali.
can
Not
I
that-
can I just add? Anyway,
Seamus believes that too.
can I just add?
Yeah.
I can't understand. But I would just like to add that Ludic was there, and he had made a very good point, I think, that allowing people to discuss that part of their belief systems opens them up for questioning that you wouldn't otherwise have, that would then test their beliefs. Like it's basically you can use those admissions as tools in a debate, and not having that available puts you at a bit of a disadvantage, or at least you're giving up an advantage by not permitting that kind of discourse. And I thought that was a point. Whether it's a good enough reason to permit it is up to you guys, obviously, but just thought I'd throw that out there.
Well, the interesting thing is that the types of to say that you would want to stone to death gay people here in the UK, that is hate speech, and that's a criminal offence. And both Rainey
that's
and
really
Leet
dumb.
know.
Well, I think the conversation
it can be as dumb as you like, Javon, but this is here in the UK. That is the case.
But I think the conversation was about what the religion says, BB, not about what they believe should be done.
And I think
So
that if it was a conversation that was being had, then that's perfectly reasonable. If people were just having a conversation, that's okay. Now, if it's a different thing where it was actually directed at someone, then that's a different story.
Yeah,
it was not.
Can someone repost the screenshot of where Leet told Johnny be bad, or rather implied he's gonna like throw him off a roof or some shit?
There were various screenshots posted before about Leet being very, very violent
and homophobic.
Yeah, he's told Johnny B. Bad that he's gonna dig a grave for him and things like that.
I mean, he's garbage. I don't think that he needs to be back if there's any debate about that.
If he's threatening people, then that's the reason he should be banned, not because of his belief.
Exactly.
Nobody said anything about banning him for the other thing. I mean, he just asked to come. He didn't even really ask to come back. I was just saying, if he wanted to come back to apologize, would you guys be okay with hearing him out over that? But that was my only question regarding that, and you guys were kind of like, no. So I was like, okay, I'll leave it there.
Well, he's not an honest
debater.
He can't even, he's so completely dishonest about everything, and he'll use dishonest everything to start arguments, and then at the very end he'll be like, well, I don't really believe that anyway. And he's just wasting everybody's time and threatening people in the process and just being a general asshole. So
well, actually, he didn't threaten. I'm looking at. He really didn't threaten Johnny to be bad. He said, "You know what it's like to hit the ground from a rooftop." I mean, you can take that as a threat, but it's more. I mean, obviously,
what the fuck, Jovan?
That's a bit far. I think that's
ridiculous.
I also do want to point out.
Wait, what are you talking?
If I were to ask you, hey Jovan, how do you think it'd feel if I put a gun in your fucking mouth? How do you think you'd feel about that?
There's a lot you can mean from that.
It would feel like there's a metal tube in my mouth.
What's going on, Jovan? There's something. I don't know.
God damn! I can't make one joke. Everybody gets so.
Oh, it was a joke.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were joking, Jovan.
You didn't know that was a fucking joke?
It didn't.
No,
sound like
That's
one.
pretty much exactly consistent with your recent behavior.
No, it's not.
No one interpreted it as a joke, Jovan.
Yeah, because you guys are horrible at interpreting shit like that.
We are horrible. Sorry.
Yes, you guys are.
Thank you.
I don't even think it was a joke. I think it was only a joke because you saw the reaction that people had.
You know what it's like to hit the ground from a rooftop, Tom. That's a clear threat.
So, I don't know that what's his name, Johnny, necessarily gets
Y'all
along
some sensitive fucks,
in a
man.
friendly.
Jesus.
We'd only
I
know
don't
if it's a
think.
threat if we had access
I don't
to
know
his
that Johnny
intentions.
gets along well with Lee, so them talking like that towards each other isn't necessarily friendly banter. That's why I guess that people would say maybe it's not jokey type of conversation, Siobhan.
Can I point something small out?
If you said something like that to me, I would take it as a joke, because I think that, we joke with one another and stuff, but maybe those two, maybe not so much.
Yeah, I already said it was clearly a threat.
This is, from what I'm aware of since I've been here, and this is, I think, the second person that's left over Seamus's behavior in the server. And over arguments he purposely made worse.
Who was the other one?
Declan.
Please don't. Are you trying to say that Declan and Seamus did bad things?
No.
Declan
Okay,
and
good.
Seamus
Because they're
did
like
bad
one
things.
of the last few people that are actually valuable in here. Please don't get rid of those two.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Why would
Declan
Declan get removed? What are you talking about?
I thought she said that some
No,
people.
she
The conversation.
No.
She said that Seamus has been the cause of certain people leaving in the past.
Yeah.
Right. Therefore, I was thinking, that equals bad. Therefore, those people have been bad behavior. I just want to say that. Please don't do that.
No, I don't think Seamus should leave the server. I know that
No,
he creates
Seamus
content.
made Declan leave. People didn't make Seamus and Declan leave, idiot.
Yeah. I just think that maybe somebody should talk to him and be like, hey, maybe you could tone it down a little bit.
It doesn't really work.
Ever
it's not going to happen.
There is no talking to Seamus about toning the things.
Who was the person who left for you? Was it Declan?
It was Declan and now Andricus. I don't know if anybody else has left before that.
Did Andricus leave the server entirely?
Yeah, Andricus left the server entirely.
Fuck.
He said that he doesn't want to be in a server where that's allowed right now. He needs just some personal time to get his mind cleared and stuff like that, and that he'll eventually maybe be back, but that for right now he just can't deal with that type of speech. It's just a lot.
And on the other side of it, why did Leet leave? Why did Leet leave? Did he say why he left?
Leet left because supposedly he felt guilty and bad about he left Discord as a whole, apparently, and that he felt bad about everything he said and done on Discord and in the server, and that he doesn't really think anything he says, but that and that he feels bad about that, and he doesn't really know why he does it. Supposedly.
Were you there when he left, Snoogs?
How do you when Leet left?
Yeah. Did he like storm out, or did he just
No,
quietly?
he was still here. I fell asleep. I think I was even logged in.
Quietly.
Here's the real question: is Leet good at League of Legends?
I haven't checked yet. I think he's plat.
Okay, he can come back in.
God.
He messaged me on League.
He could be an asset. He
messaged me on League and told me, like, nobody really knows I left, but I'm messaging you and like a few others that I think are reasonable just to tell them this, and this about me leaving. I just want you guys to know, like, I'm not really like that and stuff like that.
Well, it's a little late, right? And the other thing is, why does he care so much? And the other thing is, what does he bring to the room that's of any use, even content-wise? It's just empty, vacuous bullshit, right? It's not even good content, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Snoogs, tell him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, but he's not banned, so he can just come back whenever he wants.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. People
welcome him with open arms and a frowny face.
So is that 3 people that left because of Seamus, or 2? It's kind of 3. I'm just saying.
2.5.
No. Maybe every new person should be warned about Seamus. I don't know.
Yeah, everybody comes back though, right?
Yeah, that's probably the appropriate action. Is we should take action to make sure that people understand who they're dealing with in terms of how much of a terrible, horrible person he is.
Why? I mean,
because to be honest, because the problem is if you say, "Oh, Seamus is making these people leave," the problem is Seamus is more valuable than those people.
Nobody's saying anything.
It's not about that.
I feel like that's really shitty, though.
I was half putting that out there to be.
Oh, Seamus got Layla to leave before over threats of doxing.
He got
a while ago.
He's gotten me to leave. I mean, it was only for a couple days.
Oh, he got you to leave too. Are you kidding me?
Seamus is like one of the most entertaining people that still comes to this room, and he's one of the more intelligent people.
In fact, Fia, he got me to leave over defending you.
What? I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It wasn't your fault. It was my fault.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
Look, what?
What do you mean he got you to leave? Like, so somehow he forced you to walk out?
No, you're right. You're right. It's a really shitty way to put it. I left because of an interaction that I had with Seamus. We'll just say
well, why is that acceptable? Why do we just let that happen?
It's up to the individual to be able to deal, right?
I think that if it was one person or like whatever, 2 people, sure. But now knowing that it's more than that, like, is it really?
We would need to appeal to how his actions are wrong rather than the consequence, right? I'm not saying this from like a moral nihilist point of view, but if you said that behavior that Seamus is exhibiting is intolerable, that's the avenue we need to go. Not that Shavy's behavior has caused people to walk out, because people could walk out for any. People could walk out because they don't like Tasteless, but should we ban Tasteless?
Right. I absolutely agree.
So we'd have to just take it by his behavior. So we need to bring up do it empirically.
Why don't you guys stop leaving the server and just leave the VC? Come back later. If you're getting upset in VC, why don't you just leave the VC instead of just leaving the server entirely? That's dumb.
That's what one of the Brits do. I can't remember which one.
It depends. I mean, like I left the server because I literally had no intention of coming back. So it was like that was it, and then I cooled down. Of course, you do and say things in the moment that aren't necessarily the most rational. So I chalk mine up to that anyway. I can't speak for it.
Yeah, next time just leave the VC, don't leave the server.
Well, I don't plan on leaving the server, but I was just saying that's why.
Sometimes
it's an emotional response.
Yeah.
We
don't mean to do it; it just happens.
Women, am I right?
So right. Women. So true.
A lot of men that leave the server. Pretty normal.
I like Seamus, despite the fact that he dislikes me. I think I understand he's valuable to the server and he creates great content. I just wish that people didn't leave because of him berating people all the time and stuff like that.
There's so many valuable people that have gone. He's like one of the last ones.
And I understand that. I understand that the value is in the content he creates as well, and not necessarily him. But I don't know. I think that it would be nice if something could be done about it instead of just kind of accepting it.
I don't know what though.
We just need to draw on a particular example. So next time you see Seamus, just to pay attention to his behavior and then try and pick out parts. You say that sort of a behavior is what you think leads to people leaving, and then try and point out why that behavior shouldn't be in this. You could do that.
So you're putting it on the mods?
I'm just saying, just do it empirically. We could just do that next time Seamus is here. I'm not particularly motivated to do it, but Fia is. So Fia is more than welcome to go through and say, and you could write down examples and then bring them. Like Seamus said, this is wrong because, it's etc., and then say we should address Seamus and say he's not allowed to do that anymore.
I was talking about
What?
in the moment. I was talking about, like, I thought you were talking about in the moment when we could see Seamus doing what he does, trying to intervene. I thought that's what you meant.
No, you don't have to do it like in the moment, but what's the point? What are we doing? Like, if we're saying, so if we just say Seamus makes people leave, that's not enough to enact any change for Seamus or like moderation. But if you said Seamus said, like, for example, we're talking with Leet, we said Leet was talking about throwing Johnny B. Bard off a roof. He made a threat. We target the instance, the case, and then we say that's wrong. He's not allowed to do that anymore, or anything of that nature. And then we could do the same thing with Seamus if you so please.
The HT thinks that we should invite Seamus in the room and see what he has to say about all this. And maybe the conversation will get much more interesting.
God.
That'll take
He
3
will just-
days.
He will just berate every single woman in here, say they're emotional and dumb. You're welcome. I summed up the next 3.5 hours for you.
Well, no, I think he would be really excited to get in here and talk about this, actually, because I think that's why he did it.
Yeah, but it would just be about him berating everybody in here, and then like 3.5 hours of it.
He'll just play the religious persecution card. That's exactly because he knows that he can't.
Someone get Seamus in the room now.
Hey, dude, relax, dude. I mean, I don't think there's. Look, I tell Seamus like we might not have some sort of hard and fast rule, but I always tell people all the time, like, look, like tone it down a little bit, relax. Hey, going a little hard and fast, bud. Back it off a little bit. And I don't know. I mean, if someone doesn't, I just can't curb themselves. I mean, maybe they should just give it a little break for a while.
Survival of Seamus the fittest. Or the fittest survival of Seamus or whatever. Yeah.
Greatest example of survival of the fittest, actually.
Well,
That's so sad.
I think. I mean, I don't know. It would be probably beneficial to talk to him first, I guess.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Obviously,
like if you wanted to say Seamus this behavior is bad, stop doing it. Otherwise, you're going to get a break from Discord. Then yeah, just do that.
Oh God, we know how that's going to work out. Strap in, kids.
So I say this
4 hours.
I say this, and I'm told that it's not going to happen and that it doesn't work.
Who's this guy, X Lucas?
I don't know.
Joined and left and joined again.
Coming and going.
Means he's probably trying to spam something.
And he's getting blocked by the bot. I thought the bots were.
Well, he's not able to because he just joined, so he tried to rejoin.
That name looks.
right.
It looks familiar. Like he's been in voice chat.
Maybe we can.
I remember a guy named Lucas or Luca that used to come into Krill's chat, and he was one of those, "Hey, how's everybody doing?"
Ray, what do you think about this?
Let's talk about
Ray.
I don't like how there's this sense of like it's a religious belief, so it's he can say that. There's some of that going on. I don't like it.
Well, that's in line with Discord TOS. And with religion being a protected class, that's what Discord would do.
What?
I don't think so.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I kind of agree with Tom on this.
I don't think if they saw the case where Leet said, if someone asked Leet, do you persecute Muslims? And he goes, well, my religion does, and I believe my religion. If that's all it is, I don't think Discord would ban him for that.
That's where, I don't know. That's I don't think it's a TOS issue in this sense. I think it's a Tom's discretion issue.
Hell no, are you there? She's probably busy.
I'm here.
Oh, what do you think?
I can't tell. I don't know what the hell happened or any of that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to piece together.
It's really hard to understand. Yeah, it's just crazy.
And that's how I feel, and I was there. Like it was.
Just to wrap up my point, that would contrast if someone didn't use the religion card. If someone just said, "I think Muslims should be thrown off buildings or whatever, or they should be killed," I think Discord would ban that person.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that Discord would back off just because it's religious. I mean, religions are only allowed to operate so long as they don't become fucking pernicious, right?
That's what.
I mean, there isn't a fucking religion on the planet that I mean, look what's happening to Scientology, and Scientology doesn't even regularly preach violence, right? They're very slowly having a noose drawn around their fucking neck because they're becoming a problem, you know?
That's what Tom and I were saying earlier, like that if Iron or Vade came in here and said the same thing about any race and it had no religious connotation, that everybody would want them gone. And they've said similar things.
Not everybody would want them gone.
Well, most people. Most people would want them
Probably
gone.
more people would want Vade gone than people want Leet or whoever gone now.
Yes. I agree with that.
But again, we're talking about somebody that's literally just described their religious scripture and their adherence to it.
I mean, they said they agree with it because it's their religion, so I don't understand why that
encapsulates like a huge amount of the globe. But anyway, I don't know.
It's like the same thing as Iron saying I think all gays should die.
No, it's not, because it's not part of an established religion. But again, how much respect are we going to give to established religions in this sense? I don't know.
The other thing is that when you're talking about this sort of thing, I mean, there's so much cognitive dissonance with these religions. I mean, they might even say that they believe something. Like, you ask a Christian if you think, like, you know, their mom should be sent to hell. You know, they can't even say the words. They have to say, well, if that's what God thinks is right, then I'll go with God. So you think your mom should be sent to hell? Well, if God thinks that, yeah, I'll go with God. So you approve of that? You think that's right? Well, I mean, God's the one, so He decides.
What's wrong with that answer?
Well, because when it suits a Christian to fucking condemn people to hell, it doesn't. They'll do it fucking straight up.
No, I think that what's wrong with that answer is exactly what Tom said, which is the cognitive dissonance, right? They've got competing desires and beliefs.
A lot of convenience.
That too.
Yeah, so the same way they think homosexuals should go to hell, that's the same standard for their mother, no?
Right, but all Tom was saying there was that they suffer with cognitive dissonance, and
but I don't
ridiculous.
really think that they want homosexuals killed.
Yeah, I don't think they do either.
Right.
It depends.
So I'm just saying that you're dealing with cognitive dissonance. So, they have to on paper put down that they believe whatever the.
Yeah, there's a difference between condemning something and killing the person that does the action. No.
So what?
I don't know. I just think eventually, if we spend too much more time trying to figure out what fucking Discord's going to take offense to, we're all going to go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know, at some point, you either rock out with your cock out and take the fucking consequences, or, you know, you spend all your time underneath the fucking tarp going, "Is it raining out?"
That's right.
I hope you guys can see where I was,
of course,
torn, and why I sort of took a non-reactive stance. I mean, Androcus reacted enough for everybody. Not that he was wrong, mind you. I totally understand why he did what he did, and in a lot of ways I'm in agreement with it. But again, I'm a little more hesitant to react when I have a big fat question mark over what's exactly happening.
Well, yeah, Snakes, because look how long we're talking about it, and look, for you it was happening in the moment, and look how long it's taking us
and
to
I
figure it out.
still
It's been
don't
like an
know.
hour.
And I've slept on it and woken up, and I
Right?
still don't exactly know
Yeah.
where I'm
So
at.
I don't. Yeah. For being in the spot, it seems like it's fine because we can't figure it out either. Everyone looks at Tom now.
Well, I don't know. I think there's something to be said for being ask questions first, shoot later sort of thing. I don't know. When it's really questionable, you just have to wait, I feel like. I don't know. There wasn't like a direct threat. It wasn't like he was just spamming kill gay people, it wasn't like that.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, no, obviously, I think all of us understand, if not most of us, if not all of us, understand why you reacted that way and why Andricus reacted the way he did. I feel bad he's
Can
gone.
I ask if Andricus got got a lot of back talk or something when he made a mod choice to, I think, what did he kick the person or something like that?
He didn't kick. He muted Leet. No, sorry, he muted Seamus and Leet. Fuck, I can't remember if he muted Leet too, but he did mute Seamus. And he was just saying, this is where the backlash came when he said this is promoting killing homosexuals, and then not everyone, but a handful of us were like, I don't know if that would count as promoting it, right? So that was where the resistance came in, was that. And I even said at the time, I don't know. I even said, I don't know that I would have taken these actions, Andricus. And he's like, well, if this is the way it's going to be, then I don't want to be, and then it turned into that. So
I think the root cause of the issue was giving Andricus mods, and then the power went to it.
Orson, you've been here for like 3 seconds, so
yeah, seriously, right?
Whoa!
So
3 seconds?
This
what
is
do you mean
kind
3
of
seconds?
Orson has seen fire and he's seen rain.
He did mute both of them. He told me that.
So,
Helena, wait, Helena, what's that insult about?
Orson,
what do you mean with me being here for 3 seconds?
You've got no fucking perspective, Orson. Now shut up.
I didn't hear you, Gus, because you overtalked
It
Helena.
means you've got no fucking perspective, Orson, because you haven't been here. You haven't been here long enough to fart. So just fucking sit there and look decorative.
What do you mean I haven't been here long enough?
How long is that?
It means compared to the people who are here.
Guys, let Helena talk.
Compared to people like friggin' Fia and, or not Fia, but Helena and Ray and fucking
Can you let Helena talk? We want to hear you.
Hey, you know what? Can I finish a damn sentence, Jovan?
Oh, you want you to finish the sentence? Have you just interrupted people, dumbass?
You know what, Jovan? I got nothing to learn from you about interrupting people.
Can we get a mute on Gus just so we can hear Helena, please?
No, we're not going to mute people. We don't need to mute people. I just wanted to say, from my perspective, with respect to the mods and the admins and all of that, one of the things that's really good, and I like a lot about this server with respect to mods, is that each mod has his own style, and he doesn't get a lot of trouble from the other mods when he makes a decision, even if it's a little bit controversial. And I think that's probably a good thing, right? We ought, in my opinion, to kind of back one another, even when we think that maybe we wouldn't have done whatever that person did. Otherwise, mods don't feel like they have the ability to take action when they think that there's a server reason to take action. So I just want to put that out there for people. Like, in my opinion, mods shouldn't mod for personal reasons to shut people up because they want to finish a point or anything like that. But when there's a situation where it's iffy and someone's causing all kinds of trouble and they're trolling and they're saying outrageous things and screaming and yelling, I feel like if a mod sticks his neck out and makes a choice, well, we ought not give him shit about it. At least, certainly not publicly. That's my.
I agree completely, Helena.
You broke up, Jovan. I just wanted to add to that the only downside of that policy is that users then become a little bit less sure of what is permissible depending on who is there. And that's when we need to start becoming a little bit more homogenized in terms of like what we're doing, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Right, there has to be some line. You can't just be making random arbitrary.
Don't agree with that.
Well, sure, but
I'm not saying there should be like a big list of rules that we all need to adhere to, but there certainly should be some major points that we are in alignment on, I think.
Sure, but Seamus is always going to stir up shit because that's what he does. It doesn't matter what
So do
rules
you.
pass. It doesn't matter what rules you pass. Seamus will always cause a scene because he will always cause drama. He's never done anything else.
So this is what happened the other day. Seamus got muted because of something that he was doing, and I had to leave, and I did leave a message on the mod chat saying, hey, when the conversation is changed, please unmute Seamus. I did say to Seamus, hey, you can get unmuted straight away if you're willing to, allow the conversation to continue, because he wanted to railroad the conversation for it to be about what he wanted it to be about. And it was like, just either join in the conversation or allow the conversation to be about what people are talking about. And he didn't want it to be the case. I left, and then it didn't seem to go the way it wanted to be. People wanted him to be muted, so but then afterwards people started to just go, oh, don't look at me, Bibi did it, blame her, so it wasn't me. Even the people that requested for Seamus to be muted were like, well, so the users decided to then blame me. The mods decided not to back me. So it's almost like, right? So it's either people decide to request something and then wash their hands, and the mods decide not to back people when an action is taken, or they're too chicken shit to do it themselves. What is the point of you having mod shit if you're not willing to act? Just putting it out there, people. Just putting it
I agree completely. I agree completely, BB. And I did make a comment about it, but now I did not know you wrote that in mod chat, because that was exactly my comment. I said to everybody, like, look, if the conversation's changed, then Seamus should have been unmuted. But that seems to be what you wrote. But I think they were saying the conversation was. I think that was they were saying the conversation wasn't changed. I don't know, but yeah, I definitely agree that
I said
Seamus,
to Seamus straight away, hey, Seamus, I'm more than happy to let you talk. Yeah, come back. He said, when am I going to be unmuted? I said, straight away, right now. You can be unmuted straight away. But people are talking about something and you're trying to change the conversation, because he literally said, this conversation is boring. We shouldn't be talking about this. And people are like, Seamus, we all want to talk about this. And he's like, who the fuck wants to be talking to this English, whatever the heck? And people are like, we do. We all want to be talking to this person. And I started getting messages in private saying, just mute Seamus for the meantime. And I said to Seamus, listen, if you want to come back, you're welcome to. So yeah, I did say, please unmute him. But nobody reads mod chat about that either. So whatever.
Right. I remember some of that. I wasn't one of the people that DM'd you to mute him, but I didn't see mod chat, and I always go by the thing. If I didn't mute them, it's not my job to unmute them. So I was
you don't need to think about that. That's some made up shit too, right? Everybody, one of the things that's good here is that you have a certain degree of freedom. If someone asks you to unmute them, nobody's going to give you shit. Nobody should give you shit if you unmute them.
There was a comment about that in mod chat.
Nobody ought to give one another shit when someone
we were
unmutes
told
somebody.
in mod chat not to take away somebody.
Yeah, we were told if you didn't mute them, then you probably shouldn't be the one unmuting.
Yeah.
But remember, what people write in mod chat is what they write in mod chat.
Do you understand the confusion though?
Absolutely. That's why I'm opening it up right now.
What I wrote in mod chat was, if somebody has muted someone, maybe check to see who has muted them and communicate with them and find out why they muted somebody.
See, there's maybe is written there.
Communicate with one.
Maybe.
I said
her. That means it's her.
One second.
I'm sorry.
One
Go
second.
on.
No, may I finish?
Yeah. Sorry.
I said communicate with one another to find out why somebody muted someone. Don't just go in and unmute somebody without maybe communicating with one another, because then you're going to be stepping on each other's toes, and you're going to have somebody muting, unmuting, muting, unmuting. And maybe that's not the most effective way of modding. I think that would be playing with people on the server, and that's unfair on people in the server. I just think that that's a reasonable thing to do. Now, if that's unreasonable, Helena, I don't know. Is it unreasonable?
Yeah, you hear that, Mod?
The point I'm making is that when BB writes that, if everyone just remember that this is BB putting in her contribution, right? It's not like a dictate, right? And it's using the word maybe and things like that. So the mod chat is where we can talk and exchange ideas and stuff like that. But if somebody writes a suggestion, it is a suggestion. And so I thought, yeah, let's open it up. I think that we ought not give each other shit, especially not publicly, about decisions that things that we do. It just opens up the whole rest of the server to start complaining about mod choices and things like that. That's the way I feel about it.
I agree with that, Helena.
Yeah, generally mod talk is generally mod talk is a separate channel for just the mods.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, I don't care.
What's your point, Brenda?
Want us to talk about it here?
No, no. It's just an observation. There's other servers, and they usually the mods like go off to themselves.
And it's unusual for me to bring up mod
they tend to be
stuff.
very corrupt servers.
Yeah, that's not how it is, Brenda. We strictly
I consider myself
okay,
to
that's
be
fine.
an advocate against mod abuse, and knowing that whatever BB did against Seamus is good on me.
Mod chat is strictly for moderation decisions, Brenda. It's not just a place where we go to just converse with one another. We need to converse with one another. We'll go to general.
Yeah, we can't just all remove ourselves from modding to go talk about modding.
Yeah, that's dumb.
I could understand.
It's fine. Whatever. Yeah, that's right. I just think sometimes it ends up that we end up talking about it. I usually don't like it. I usually don't want to, but I think that this was a time where we could. So I think that the mods, we have large degrees of freedom. I don't like the way everybody mods. People don't like the way one another mod, but that freedom is there and it seems to work. The thing that will ruin it is, public challenging about other people's mod decisions in the middle of some heated thing when you're trying to deal with somebody who's out of control or whatever.
Oh, for sure.
So did Seamus leave? What happened?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Oh, damn.
Andricus.
Helena is correct here.
Andricus what?
Andricus
has left.
Oh.
Andricus left. Yeah.
He left because Leet and Seamus were saying that their religion states that, and Rainey supposedly, that their religions believe that homosexuals ought to be killed, and they believe in lying. They think homosexuals ought to be killed.
Yeah, that Seamus doesn't.
That's not really the main reason he left. The main reason he left was having to do with the way he was treated when he. Oh, well, it's probably a combination of both, but sort of one of the things that I think bothered him was when he tried to do what he thought was right for the server in a conscientious way, and got a lot of flack from a lot of people having to defend his option. That's why I brought this up.
Well, there's always going to be someone who disagrees with you, Helena. Regardless.
No, I'm just talking about the other mods.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is about me and how I said I would have done it differently because I was the only mod present and verbalizing anything at the time. So.
I don't know about that. It may have been that the whole server went after him. I'm just saying that it just made me think, well, maybe we should talk to other mods because I feel like we ought not do that to one another. There wasn't anything said about any particular person.
Right, okay, and I'll just want to reiterate at the time, I wasn't like, Andricus, you're wrong, I can't believe you did that. It happened, I said nothing. I did not unmute anybody, I just let it happen. And then when I was asked, do you think this is, what should be happening? I said, I probably would have done things a little differently. I probably would have hesitated to mute. And I would have.
Yeah, that's a totally different thing than the kind of thing I was talking about.
It's because Snooks is soft.
I'm
Hesitation
just I'm just not gonna fucking knee-jerk reaction on things unless it's obvious, and this was not obvious.
Yeah, this was nuanced,
Maybe you should talk to Andricus.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, he didn't say anything at all about her. I don't think it has anything to do with
he
that.
clearly
He
said something to
mostly-
Fia about it, because
Why did he leave?
I need to
No, I mean, you just assumed it was you, so I just went along with that. But he did say about the situation, like, he didn't mention you or anything, but he was just talking about the situation, and that he felt like people had a problem with his modding or something. That could have meant the room, though, not you, so.
Well, like I said, I did say that I would have done things differently. I don't think it was a problem, what he did. I don't think it was at all problematic. It didn't exacerbate anything by any means. But I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Like, I don't think he has a problem with you or anything.
No, I don't want to give that impression at all. That's nothing like that.
Only Concrete wasn't needed.
Helena, I DM'd you.
Oh.
From what I'm aware, I don't think any of the mods have problems with each other. I think that would make it a lot harder to mod.
No, I have a huge problem with these two.
Jovan?
Me and Baby famously hate each other.
I do have a problem with Ify. I do tend to are trigger happy when unmuting Concrete.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I understand.
I was talking about her.
Oh, leads, yes.
I have a problem with Seth. He's no longer doing any more VR stuff. So
need him to have VR
It's
sessions.
furry beast. I was in Arizona, for God's sake.
Exactly. What slacker?
Oh, but hey, the VR stuff's is about to get better. They just announced some updates to my headsets.
Nice.
And I
You
got
sound
a new
really
graphics
far
card,
away.
so.
There you go. You're back. You sound really quiet though. I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Yeah, I just ordered a 2070S. So.
Oh shit.
Jovan, what did you say?
Who cares? Something about your league skills, Fia.
I mean,
okay, yeah.
Now that Andricus isn't here, I mean, should we bring up the thing that he wanted to? I mean, Seamus isn't even here, but who really cares what we're talking about?
We can. I mean, should we wait for Zach?
Well, Andricus wanted to ask. Andricus wanted to ask Seamus about.
Does he still want to do that himself?
Well, I assume not. Left the server.
I mean, should we wait for Zach's?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, just let me know when you want to do it.
This better be good for you.
Oh my god, the suspense.
It's funny. I wouldn't say that it's like, oh my god.
You know what?
I
No,
never
we don't have to wait.
expected it.
We don't have to wait for them. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you're teasing me super
I
hard.
suppose you could always
Andricus
revisit
is
it again
transition.
when they are here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they're just gonna talk about it later when they run into each other.
Okay.
But then, I don't know. There's a screenshot. I don't know if you want to show it, but I don't even know if I have it anymore.
Hey, Monday's 2 days from now.
No, it's not that big. It's not that big.
So yes, we should talk about it now, or?
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess.
Yeah.
Are you gonna open with a screenshot or?
Okay, okay, let me just tell you guys first what's going on. So, Bowl of Milk hits me up, and she's like, hey, so Seamus hit me up with a proposition, and I'm not sure what to do. So I'm like, oh, what is it? Did he ask you to be his sugar baby? Like, don't do it. He's done that with me before. Just don't do it. And so she was like, yeah, and something about like him having like a friend with a t-shirt company, and they wanted her to draw for them, and he was going to fly her out to be their secretary, and it was all like really weird and predatory, and like apparently they were gonna like he talked to her about her being his sugar baby and the company secretary, and it was just really weird. So I'm like, please tell him no. Apparently he was really careful and made her call him. So a lot of it isn't in text. But some important parts are. And so, yeah, it was, so I think it's really funny because during the whole Zax thing, he was like, wow, out of all people, like Bowl of Milk, she's ugly, you're a predator, she's only 18, stuff like that. And then he goes around and does it too. And yeah, I don't know, ask questions if you want. I just thought it was really funny about this without like her knowing or anything like that.
Bowl of Milk is garbage.
But yeah, so she was gonna go for it, and she tried to tell him no, and he was like, but like, I could even give you this guy's contact number, he's 58, blah blah blah, like you can get in contact with him. The whole thing was like the type of scenario where you like are gonna get kidnapped. And it was really, really weird. Like way too weird.
What do you mean?
A member of this server thinks that another member of this server wanted to kidnap someone, and Tom thinks this is no big deal.
Well, I need to understand the scenario of it being kidnapped.
I think the whole thing was really predatory. I don't necessarily think about the kidnapping or anything. I kind of said that as a joke, but more, I think it was really predatory because the whole scenario was set up really weird. Like he talked about flying her out and talked about giving her a job as a secretary for this company that she doesn't even know exists or not. Like he never said his friend's name, only that he's 58. And they talked about her being his sugar baby and stuff like that. Him as in Seamus's sugar baby, not his friend. And stuff like that.
Wait,
and it's just
sounds like more than kidnapping.
Well off to have a sugar baby.
Yeah,
what?
Where is he going to get the money to support it?
Yeah, no, not we're. I mentioned that.
The 58-year-old would be her sugar daddy.
Yeah, supposedly, but really, he was talking like if he was going to be the sugar baby. But if we're honest, like apparently the 58-year-old, has a t-shirt company, and she was going to draw up designs for the t-shirt for that company, and she was going to make like a ton of money off of it. And she's really like we all know she's very naive, and a little like emotionally unstable. So
a little.
So she fell for it, and I was like, I don't think this is a really good idea. Please don't do this, and don't really believe Seamus. He doesn't really have money to be your sugar daddy, so I don't think any of this is real. And he was like, well, you're right. I shouldn't do this, and then told him no. And then he was like, I'll get you in contact with the 58-year-old. Like, I can tell you his name, and I can get stuff. And, like, I found that really weird, too. And I don't know, like, the whole thing is just really weird.
You know what that sounds like?
What?
Like they're gonna. This is the worst of me, my imagination.
No, I think I
they're asking her to fly out there, and she has no money to get home, and
we're
she's
thinking
stuck
the same thing.
there, and she kind of has to do whatever she can to survive.
We're thinking the same thing.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I thought the same exact thing when she told me all of that. And that's why me and Andricus and Zax wanted to bring it up. Zax wanted to bring it up mostly because he thought it was really hypocritical of him to say everything he said and then go around and do all this. And then Andricus and I wanted to bring it up because, wow, he's really predatory with bowl of milk. And I can't imagine who else he's probably done. Like, he asked me to be his sugar baby, and I thought it would be really funny to go along with it. I was only like a week and a half, 2 weeks into the server, and I thought it'd be really funny to go along with it, but he got mad at me before I got anything funny or juicy out of it. So I was like, oh, damn. But I didn't think he was actually, like, I knew he lived on a boat and did anything like that. Like, I knew I was never going to get any money off of it, and I didn't think he was that stupid. But he did all this knowing that it was, like, he knows Bowl of Milk was going to tell people, I'm pretty sure.
Well, he knew you guys were friends.
Yeah, that's what I'm confused about.
So he knew that this was going to get back to you. In fact, I would wager that that's one of the reasons he did it. That's just,
which is weirder.
And now's the time to call him in.
Being really, that's a big presumption on my part. Okay, but
you might be right, Snake.
Like, who would want this type of story painted on them just for the, like, lulls and attention? It just seems like this is not. I do have screenshots of their conversation. Give me a second and I'll find them. Should I post them in general chat?
Of course.
Okay.
So we all can see them.
Yeah.
Don't be shy.
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't want Seamus coming in here to start berating me.
He's gonna do that anyway.
It's gonna
I know
happen.
he already hates me. It's fine.
Just gird your loins and just tough. You know what I mean? Just fucking be ready.
There's this one.
The gird lining.
Gird your loins or some shit.
That's my
boomer
speak.
Yeah, stick it to the patriarchy, Fia.
Hold on, let me find their conversation. This was between them. Sorry, they're like all scattered. They're like not in order at all. Oh wait, those are gonna be in my downloads, I think.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, like the whole conversation's weird.
Oh.
You
really summed it up pretty accurately, Fia. Looks like.
Yeah, thank you.
I like how you posted one that's completely innocent about a t-shirt. That's great.
That's the t-shirt business.
Oh, I believe you, but it's just like that picture on its own. Like,
oh yeah, that picture on its own would explain nothing.
It's it's prostitution. They're wearing that shirt as they're prostituting. That's what it is.
I think that's all the screenshots I have about them.
Pimp her out.
And then I have the ones with me and him asking me if you guys want that, but I don't think that's necessary. And then I have more screenshots of me and her talking. But I don't know if you guys want those.
So this is all very strange, but how do we go about doing anything about this, or just how do we decide to do anything, or be like, lack of action? Where do we go?
Well, this was intended to be like a moralizing session
a shaming.
to bring Seamus in.
No, I mean, we just started talking about him. Andricus left the server. I just figured, why not? What are we saving it for? Tell you that.
Yeah.
This is a one you should read too.
Just what
this is where she says that they're gonna fly her out.
Hey, all he does is just say, "Hey, I'll fly you out here, where you can have this job, and you're gonna work with this."
I'm sorry, and he asked her to be a sugar baby. She said that too, and you're not. That doesn't weird you out,
right? Well, the behavior is consistent.
We don't have any
with both hypotheses.
Baby, and all we have is her word on that one, and you guys already think she's a liar about what's his face, so I wouldn't take her word for anything.
Do you really think that?
I mean, he defended her during the whole time. He was defending her and was going against Zach's the whole situation.
Yeah, but you guys think she's straight up insane with the shit she's saying about Zach, right? So why would you believe anything she's saying about Seamus?
And do you think that Seamus is counting on that doubt?
I thought you guys believed her.
Jovan doesn't believe her.
I thought the ultimate result was you said that she had made a bunch of shit up because she's not right in the head.
I never said that. I said that me and her resolved our issues privately, and that I had my issues with Zach's resolved privately, and they have their own issues going on, and I'm indifferent to it, and they're going to resolve what they have going on. I don't know who's telling the truth, because at first I believed Zach, but after talking to Bull and seeing all the screenshots, I didn't know who to trust, so I just left their argument to them and didn't want to get in the middle of it anymore, like they dragged me into it. So I left that alone.
I remember a time Sorry, go ahead.
If I said that, she's really unstable. So I mean, she's very unstable. So I don't know.
Well, at least you agree.
That's true. She is very unstable. That's why she shouldn't be in the server. But I think all I was saying was that. I wouldn't say that makes her a liar. I would just say that
I must have misread something.
I think we're just going to have a lot of fun confronting Seamus about this. This is going to be great.
I bet you he's going to bring up my ex. I bet you.
You know what? That him even knowing about your ex and all that stuff, that is what I was defending. I was trying to step in when you were telling him all that stuff in general chat the first time.
Thank you.
And I was trying to step in and say, hey, Fia, you don't need to tell this person this stuff because reasons, right? And you're like, no, I know what I'm doing. It's fine.
So stupid.
And then Seamus jumped on me for trying to cock block. I'm sorry. That is why I left the server.
I remember that now.
See, and now you're worried. No, don't be sorry. This isn't about you being sorry to me. This is just me saying this is why. And of course, I'm a big hypocrite because I have also compromised myself in the same way. So I was just saying that's why. That's our lesson that we need to take away from it.
Yeah, I thought about it.
I think the lesson is that you don't just go pick up and go and meet any strange person you meet on the internet. Isn't that the lesson?
And you protect your personal shit. You share your personal stuff with the people that earn it.
Yeah, no.
For the example with that, like you say, she hasn't got money to go back. You put your contingencies in place if things go wrong.
Some people think of that, some people don't. Because chat rooms become so cozy and comfortable and trusting.
You're right.
Many of the people here are predators, and you shouldn't associate with them.
Yeah,
I warned her.
That's really cool.
She's just a free spirit. So.
Gus, was that your best Predator impression? Something?
Yeah, Gus is hungry.
Don't be mean to Gus, Orson.
Gus, you're hot micing.
No.
You're hot micing. That's all right. I can only try.
Well,
I don't like Gus, by the way, Kate, because he keeps shouting me down, and I don't think it's a.
Yeah, Orson, nobody gives a fuck what you like.
I mean, Orson, to be fair, you should be shouted down. You've been talking for 2 days straight. You suck right now, Orson.
Yeah, Orson, there's not a rule against it, so I guess you're shit out of luck.
So are we just leaving Concrete perma-muted? I'm fine with that.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Sweet. I appreciate that.
I like that as well.
Yeah, everybody, look. No conversation is ever going to be good because Concrete joined.
Yeah, but we're like it. Conversation.
I'm gonna go get dinner, can you guys make sure that no conversation with Seamus starts until I'm back?
No.
Yeah. Well,
Please,
okay, now.
please make
Tom says no.
sure. Please,
We can try.
I
We
don't
can only
think we
try,
can do
Thea.
that.
We do
Yeah,
our
we can
best.
try.
please, just postpone it. Just
We'll
postpone
we'll
it.
have
We
you
can
in mind.
try to
Distract
postpone
him.
it.
Just go hurry up.
Thank you.
He's not coming.
He's not coming? Is that what you said?
I mean, just gonna show up in the next 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
We've already said his name 3 times.
Yeah. He's seen all the shit that got spammed in there
You
already.
got to draw the
probably.
pentagram and strike it with the staff as well.
The sugar baby thing is is really sketch, man. I mean, fuck. Imagine like I think he's with his girlfriend. He's gonna swindle her out a few $100 and then use that to. He's gonna what is it called? Parlay it or whatever to be full of milk sugar daddy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Remember a couple weeks ago when he was like, "Oh, I'm trying to kick this up to the next level, get a little sugar mama thing going with me." So in essence, he would have been getting money from me, and then it would have trickled down to Bowl of Milk, so they both would have been my bitches theoretically.
Yeah, if anybody's giving Seamus money, just
I've never. I don't really ever.
Do people actually give him money?
Yeah, for meals.
Why?
On occasion. I think Hannah paid him $10 to shut up the other day.
I don't.
It's pretty funny.
Well, that might be one reason, but other than that, there's no reason to give him money. He's wealthy.
Not wealthy. He's
He's
poor.
got like 200,000, he said. You don't know how much money he has.
No, he do.
Didn't he used to be wealthy?
What does that have to do with his current state?
Used to be, Brenda.
Didn't he used to be?
Used to be.
Yeah. So
I don't think so.
How do you know his story? How do you know his story of losing that money is true?
It's pretty credible. I mean, the guy's like sleeping.
He's a sociopath.
That was a complete shift.
Why would you believe anything he
He's
says?
on a boat pissing in bottles, Brenda.
He's sleeping on the floor of the fucking marina, like
Does he have a
Guys,
car?
Howard Hughes at the end of his life. Howard Hughes at the end of his life lived in a hotel and pissed in bottles and wore Kleenex boxes on his feet and never cut his fucking beard. Just because you have money doesn't necessarily mean you live opulently.
Does Seamus have a car?
Yeah.
When did he get the car, Tom?
I don't know.
Exactly. He's always had the car, right?
He's got a beat up truck. He does not. I mean,
he's got a car. He never told you about that. Why the fuck would you believe a single thing he ever says? He's got money enough for a car. He used to claim that the boat was all he had. He's full of shit.
Right, but that doesn't mean he's wealthy.
You don't know. He claims he used to be. Maybe he never was, right? Maybe he never was. But you don't know anything about him. You don't know anything.
We grant that.
I think when people give him money, I think it's kind of like when you go to the zoo to feed the weird animal.
Pity.
You know, you get a bit of a thrill out of it.
So is that done? So like Brenda's
ask
claim is we shouldn't give him money because he's wealthy, and we just don't know that.
When did he get the car? Yeah.
Doesn't mean he can't.
And when did he get the other boat? He has 2 boats now. You know, he has his regular boat and a catamaran. When did he get that?
I don't know. I don't even know what that's his.
He sailed the catamaran. We don't know that he has the catamaran.
He said it was his and he's had it for a long time.
Yeah.
Are you guys arguing
how come
on
we
whether
never?
Seamus is secretly rich?
Yeah, how come we
Yes.
never? Well, I don't know
Love
if he's
this.
secretly rich or not. He said he used to be, but
Well, I mean,
how
okay,
come he never
let's think
mentioned the
about this.
catamaran before? He never mentioned it
Brenda
before.
has somewhat of a point. I know some people who sailed and kids who sailed, and none of them come from poor families. They were all very opulent.
He's 35.
He's got 2 boats
Right,
and
but
a
I mean,
vehicle.
if his parents were loaded, it's much more likely that he's loaded through inheritance or because he went to good schools.
He's basically been disowned from his family.
Yeah, he may be. Of course, he's been disowned. He's a sociopath.
Well, his mom cut his hair the other day.
So
he's 35. I don't think he'd want to live at home anyway.
It's very possible he's got a fair amount of money in the bank that he withdraws from whenever he can. Very
Speaking
minimally.
Chinese? Like, I'm not saying that he's loaded because he lives with his loaded parents. I'm saying that it's much more likely that one is loaded if their parents are loaded.
So the possible scenario, I think, is Seamus has a fair amount of money stashed away that he draws on very conservatively, if at all. Or maybe he just draws from interest. And he has these other things. And then he's willing to get by, gambling, right? Playing poker and sucking off of people off the internet. And he enjoys his life. He can take his catamaran out, go fishing.
See,
he can fish whenever he wants and eat that. He's miserly, but that doesn't mean he's not wealthy.
The thing is, the criticism that was levied
well
against
off.
Kathleen here, if you remember, Kathleen was the millionaire who went on Chatterbait. Like, it just doesn't line up. The behavior is not consistent with someone who's wealthy.
Question.
But if he's anti-capitalist, maybe this is how the only way he can live where he feels he's being truthful to his.
He's not anti-capitalist. He's never been. That's just his latest thing that he uses to get attention. He's never been anti-capitalist.
How does he pay for food and stuff to make sure he can eat? Like, he doesn't have a job, does he?
He does. He's a landscaper.
He recently left his job.
He said he quit, Tom.
Right, yeah.
Oh, he quit. So what does he do for food and stuff?
He says he's running out of money right now and he can't make rent.
Well, of course he is. He's looking for money. He's looking for donations.
Well, that'd be consistent behavior if he was skint or wealthy, right?
It's consistent with his personality.
Before you guys give Seamus money, just remember, I need money too.
Yeah, you should give me money.
Yeah.
Get a fucking job.
I can't.
Well, I mean, look, I mean, Seamus is. I don't know. I
just look up narcissistic personality disorder. He hits every tick mark, every single one.
Yeah, but he could just be pretending. Like, this could all just be a fun act for him, and we'd never know.
He's been doing this.
I'm not really buying that, though. It could be, but I think most people in here have just. It's probably the case that he's legit in his personality.
I've known him for years.
I don't think he's wealthy, though. He might be, but there's no way to really determine that.
Wow.
That'd be kind of funny. You guys bought a wealthy guy Subway.
Not wealthy, but...
what wealthy person wants Subway?
Maybe he... Hey, but Donald Trump likes McDonald's, right?
Yeah, well, Donald Trump is a garbage human being.
Okay, but he's
and
wealthy.
So is Seamus.
So is Seamus.
There you go.
There's a lot of people with money that are garbage.
Guys,
I'm just saying.
Hello.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi.
Hi, Jackie.
Oh my god, I have to share a little personal victory because I'm like so happy. I cooked a meal and it is fantastic. I didn't know how to cook at all like 2 weeks ago. And now I just made this dish. I replicated it from a restaurant that I went to the last weekend. It's like sweet potatoes and kale and scrambled eggs with gochujang sauce. It's so good. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of myself.
That's great. That's great.
Yay!
Hey, Jackie.
Yeah, did you bring enough to share with the class?
Good job, Jackie.
I don't think I need enough for a whole class. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We forgive you.
To share with you?
It's all mine.
I love scrambled eggs.
I heard you talking about Seamus, and I wanted to demonstrate one way in which I know how to be an independent person.
What?
Because he brags about, like, doing all of his own stuff. I don't know. Never mind. I'm also a little tipsy.
She doesn't know where she's going.
Tipsy.
Oh, look. Ray made the same.
I might be more than tipsy, but, you know.
Well, you're enjoying it, Jackie. Good for you.
Oh, I love you, Fia. You're amazing.
I love you too.
Raise, your culinary skills are incredible. I ate takeaway pizza today for breakfast.
For breakfast, I made myself like a wrap. So I put tuna and cheese and spinach into a spinach herb tortilla bread thing, and it was really good.
You know, Jackie, I actually discovered something. Really, I had a tortilla with peanut butter. It's actually really good.
Oh my god, yes, tortilla with peanut butter. Oh, try taking a peeled banana and then spreading peanut butter all on the tortilla bread, and then wrapping the banana with the peanut buttered tortilla bread, and then you cut it up, and then you have little bite-sized banana slices that are wrapped in tortilla and peanut butter. Such a good snack, and it's so good for you.
Isn't that what killed Elvis?
What?
Yeah, it's healthy,
Elvis liked his fried. That was the problem.
It was fried peanut butter banana sandwiches.
Yeah,
wasn't
and he
it?
liked them.
Yeah, it's probably that and the drugs.
And he liked them and he liked them a plateful at the time.
I didn't know that killed someone, but yeah, if it was fried, then ew. I hate fried.
Let me tell you, Mama, when you eat too many of those, sometimes you're gonna win that race straight to the deadline. You know. Aw.
Ray, that picture of that. Is that like teddy bear baloney? Is that what I'm looking at right now?
That teddy bear looks like it killed it.
Right, cannibal teddy bear.
Yeah.
That's a pretty immoral picture right there, right?
It's so fucking wrong.
What's wrong with cannibalism?
It's not. There's nothing wrong with cannibalism. Just bear cannibalism. It's only wrong when bears do.
Is this what we've come to?
Yep.
Looks like it.
Monkey
so many
baloney.
people. So many people in here, but
Wow, fuck is Thomas, dude? Jesus.
So
great.
I would like something to get going. Did Dio have sex with 2 women last night?
Dio didn't have sex with 2 hands last night.
Yeah. What do you think the odds are Dio had sex last night?
Landon, your audio is terrible, by the way.
Greater than yours, Brenda. Oh.
Well, considering the video we saw was of him walking down the street having ghosted his girl because she was just a little bit too heavy for him. Although, frankly, I think that's code for she took one look at me and fucked off.
Yeah, he said that she was heavy in a bad way, whatever that means.
That's probably pregnant. Hey, you guys are pretty degenerate. I got a question. I got a question. So I met a girl today who has a body count of 42. Is that kind of high? Like, that's pretty excessive even for people like y'all.
Body count?
Nah,
BMI?
that's not too bad.
Wait, who's talking right now? Is that Thomas?
Sugar's talking.
Thomas. Thomas.
It is the sort of thing
No.
Sugar would say.
Yeah, that's true.
It just means you're going to be getting better head, you know.
What is she, fucking Machine Gun Kelly? What the fuck?
It just means that she's going to give you the best night of your life. Or it's going to be really disappointing.
Oh, I'm not touching her. No, I'm not talking like... No, not a girl I'm interested in at all. I just had a conversation with one.
Oh,
Her body
well,
count was 42.
What is a body count? What is
Body count means
count?
how many people you murdered.
Thomas, we should not be talking to women who have sex.
I was like, you talking about BMI? What the fuck?
You know, if you put it in perspective, I don't think that's that much.
Why are you guys saying body count for sex? That's dumb.
That's
It's
what
just
the
how many
young
people you've
call
had
it.
sex with.
Fucking idiot. God damn.
Body count's when you murder.
That's what the hip millennials call it.
That's what the hip...
Was I being a boomer? I'm sorry.
I must be a fucking boomer for thinking that's stupid then.
Anyway, question was, is that a lot of people to have had sex with at age 21?
40.
Oh, she's 21.
At 21. That's
That's
a lot
not
of
bad.
people.
I've had sex
Yeah.
with like 30 people, and I'm only 21.
She didn't start having sex until she
So
was
what's the rule? If it's a woman, multiply it by 3. If it's a man, divide it by 3.
I don't think it's that bad. I mean, that doesn't take away from her personality or intelligence or anything else.
Well, I'm not making a judgment on it either. I wouldn't say it's
doing
bad
that.
or good.
Guys,
It's just
guys,
an amount.
I'm not even doing that. I'm not making any moral pronouncement. I'm just
I
asking.
wasn't saying
if
you
the
were.
numbers seem high.
You did call us degenerates.
Definitely higher than average.
If you're saying it ought to be lower, then you are making
Right.
a normative
I'm not saying it ought to be
Yeah,
lower.
if you say it's too high, then it's a moral claim.
I'm just wondering
Yeah,
if it's like normal. I'm wondering if there are lots of women running around who have that many people to have sex with. Or if I was right in
No,
thinking
it's above
that was
average.
Do you
unusual.
think that's
It's
below or above average? It's above average.
You already know the answer. I don't know what this whole theatrics is about.
Well, no, because in my circles, like a high body count is 10, but I didn't know if that's just because I'm fucking a homeschooled Christian kid.
Yes.
You could probably just Google the statistics, average sex
I would
partners
like
for
to know.
women of certain age.
More attention seeking, Thomas.
Fuck off,
Thomas.
Mom.
Wait,
Thomas, your group
comment.
might be more along the lines of men body count.
You think that's the average? Is 42?
Maybe not the average, but maybe it was somewhere around there. I don't know.
Llama, why do you talk about body count when you can't count?
Thomas, I want you to look it up and tell me what you find.
Llama's got his shoes and socks off.
Yeah,
Going,
like
"One
6 or something?
girl."
I just asked a simple question. I wasn't even trying to be the center of attention.
Look up the statistics and
Okay.
tell us what you find.
The problem is he's appealing to a certain demographic. Like, I think Google would say it's like 6, but that's including like boomers and shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, you could probably age specify,
I want to
right?
include the boomers by all fucking means.
You could do like an age range statistic.
After all, everybody knows once you hit like 35, you turn into a pumpkin. Right, Jovan?
What about a roll call, though? Boomer booster. There's been a lot of boomer busting going on. Maybe we need to counterbalance this.
Listen, I can stand this up with my own. I'm like Atlas holding up the boomer end here. Atlas, y'all.
Jovan's 35, Gus?